What it is the left part of the Democratic Party are questioning what the hell is he saying.
It's catching up to him. It's
catching up to him, and people are just saying, okay, fine. You know, I may sit on my hands on this one. And that would be a shame, because John McCain is a lunatic from the fringe. And if he gets into office, or he steals the office, or there's fraud involved, and it's close, and he gets in, then we're going to have 4 more years and maybe 2 or 3 more Supreme Court justices put on the Supreme Court, and we'll lose it forever. And all the things that everybody thinks they have is gone. Bye-bye.
I just heard Karl Rove on the Hannity show driving over here, and he said that maybe Mitt Romney might be the vice president. Can you imagine that?
Well, that's what we need. We need a Mormon for vice president that doesn't know where Canada is. Never mind Iraq. Romney is... he's a rich guy that was born into wealth, doesn't know anything about the struggle that's going on, doesn't care.
I think he made a lot of his money by taking big corporations and downsizing the help, getting rid of the workers.
Yeah, and, he was a raider.
He made his money off the... A what?
Asset stripper.
An asset stripper, yeah.
He goes in and he buys companies that are in trouble, strips them all down, gets all the union retirement benefits, all that goes into the mix. He strips them all down, and then he either resells them or destroys them. That would be a great vice president to have.
Jeez. Well, after what we've just had, I can see how that would fit.
Yeah, that would fit right
in.
What a shame, huh? And the oil companies would probably just shout out the windows, hallelujah.
Yeah.
We thought we were going to lose Cheney, but we got somebody better.
Well, thanks for being out here, Joe. It's been well over a year.
The other rumor is Lieberman may be the vice president. Now, there is a fruitcake and a half. Here's a guy that was a Democrat that is supposed to be pro-choice, that is going to run, if it's offered to him, as vice president with a guy that doesn't even know where he is and is definitely not pro-choice. He says he was, but he's not.
Mm-hmm.
So Lieberman, to me, is just another Judas. And people should be really concerned whether Lieberman gets it, or Romney gets it, or Count Dracula gets it. We should be concerned.
Yeah. What do you got to say, Michael?
If I could.
Yeah.
I'd like to remind your viewers, Joe, anybody, that the Democratic Party 4 years ago chose Lieberman to be their vice presidential nominee of the party. I'd also like to remind them that when Lieberman was voted out of the contention for Democratic senatorial candidate in his home state, the leading lights of the Democratic Party gathered round Mr. Lieberman and supported him. Up to and including Barack Obama went and said they supported Lieberman for the election, even though the Democrats of Connecticut had rejected him. What does that say about the Democratic Party of the United States? Is it, in fact, representing the interests of their constituents? It is not. And I ask all Democrats who are interested in progressive politics to vote Green Party in this election for the very straightforward reason of Mr. Lieberman's revealing career.
Mm-hmm. Good point.
I ask a question on camera.
Yeah.
I understand that it has to do with 5% of the vote and getting federal funding for the next campaign. Could you talk about that?
5% of what vote getting what federal funding? I'm not clear.
That's the question that came up over dinner a couple of nights ago. It's 5% of the popular vote, evidently, but isn't there a rule that a party that gets 5% of the vote
gets ballot access? The Green Party gets ballot access if it receives 5% of the vote.
So what does ballot access mean? Your name's printed right on the ballot?
It means that our party nominee does indeed get the chance to be on the ticket, as I understand it.
But you also get matching funds.
I've never gotten a dime.
No, if you get the 5.
Nationally, if you get 5% of the vote,
nationally,
you get federal funding.
I don't know about the national situation. I was only speaking of the state situation. In order for us to retain ballot access, we have to have 5% in this state, and that doesn't get us any funding at all.
Now, if you don't have ballot access, that means your name's not on the ballot. We could write you in, but it wouldn't be printed in the brochures.
There would not be a Green Party candidate in the presidential race.
What did they get last time?
I'm sorry, I'm not.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't know what the Green Party got last time, but apparently you're on the ballot, so they must have got at least 5%.
Yes.
You should look at it really seriously and send a message to the Democrats: either you come home or we're leaving and we're staying out of the Democratic Party, because you left us. We didn't leave you. We still have the core values. We believe in the other. We believe in helping people. We believe in education. It should be free for everybody. That a student should never even worry about money. Every other industrial country has something that if you really want to go to college, you can go to college. Not in the United States.
Healthcare?
Healthcare, the Green Party and also Michael has come out for universal healthcare. Not something that Blumenauers even supports. We have a bill in Congress right now that we're not getting the support because it basically says to the insurance companies, you're gone, we're going to do universal health care. And until that happens, people are going to continue to die. And for Blumenauers and Pelosi and Steny Hoyer and all of these creeps to not fight for that tooth and nail, just pass a bill that says everybody gets universal health, period. You get the insurance companies out, you get all the middlemen out, you can expand Medicare, you can expand the VA system. You have two systems in existence right now that you can expand right away. We could do it in a week. So for them to say we have to study it is BS. They don't want to do it because the insurance companies give them money on top of money on top of money on top of money. And that's the name of the game.
Boy, that's going to be hard to beat, isn't it? All that money.
That's right.
Jeez.
We got to keep fighting and keep saying to the American people, you're getting shafted every time you go to a doctor. Every time you're paying $3,000 or $4,000 a year for an insurance, and you got to pay $30, $40 for a visit, and then they send you a bill that says it's not covered. You owe them another $500. You're getting shafted until you get universal health care. You got to tell your congressman, get off the spot of taking the money from the insurance companies, because they are the villains in this thing. They're the middlemen. They're raping the hell out of everybody.
Hey, I think you're not only getting shafted at the hospital when you go in there for services. You're getting shafted back here on your representation, and by our leadership trying to help the community, to help us, the people. We're getting shafted by our leadership.
Of course we're getting shafted. We don't have any leadership anymore. They won't listen to us. Unless you got $160 per ticket to go to a fundraiser, they won't listen to you. They won't meet with you. You can't go into a congressman's office and say, I'd like to see the congressman. You can do it. Good luck.
I've never walked in and seen him yet.
Yes.